Good afternoon, one and all. We are delighted and we welcome you to the 11th edition of Business Opportunity Over Chai. We at Franchise India truly believes in giving you all the business solutions during this difficult time also. Hence, every day we are organizing webinar series representing different brands to each one of you. We welcome our panelist, Chairman Franchise India Group, Gaurav sir, and our MD, Sonia ma'am also to this particular webinar. We are delighted to welcome our brand for the day, Mega Booklet. We have Arindam Chaudhary and Prashant Srivastav. All together, they have 28 years of experience. They are into online portals since 2017. With this welcome note, I invite Prashant and Arindam to take it further. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us on the show. And we are a company based at New Delhi. And I think we should begin, Arindam.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the. Okay, so we are basically we both are architects. Prashant, myself, we both are architects, and we had been operating our own firm. It's been almost 12 years to 14 years that we are experienced in this entire field of construction as architects, and we had been running our own firm. And this entire model of Mega Booklet we started around 2017, where we actually thought of an entire process of how to begin with integrating the entire construction industry into one portal. And the entire thought process came with the practice of architecture, where over time we saw that many business manufacturers and many business professionals are unable to get in touch with each other and have the networking in the proper fashion. And they were also not getting the proper stage to, the companies were not getting the proper stage to represent themselves, to create their brand awareness amongst the construction people and the construction world. And we thought of bringing this platform in a better way. So 2017, we started with the entire process of developing an R&D of the entire platform. And by 2000, end of 2019, we almost finished off the entire thing, because it was a very big platform where where we actually did a lot of R&D to, I wanted to go to the other slide, but I cannot somehow. Dheeraj, can you help me out with that? So, yeah. So, so we can see that 2017 end we started with the, 2019 end we started with the entire process, where companies started enrolling with us, and even professionals like architects, interior designers, and many other people from the construction field, they started enrolling with us. And it has now become a virtual platform, where it has become like a connection platform for all these people. Now the world is turning into the total phase of going digital, and post this pandemic, this is going to happen in a much larger scale. What is going to happen is that things like exhibitions which happen physically, architectural exhibitions which happen physically all around India and all around the globe, are now going to take a turn. And we are also looking at, we have created this entire platform as a virtual experience center and an exhibition center for architectural and building material. On the other side, we also have this entire platform for professionals, where they can build up their entire profile, and they can start creating their own brand, their own consultancy brand in the market. So as you can see, this is a it's a futuristic platform, where with time everybody can actually start creating their profiles and start making their company experience centers over here online virtually. So right now we have almost like 25 subscribed professionals in our network, and we have over 200 OEMs and manufacturers already registered on our platform. Can we go to the next slide? So I would like Prashant to discuss on the pain points of what was there in the market and how we are trying to solve that.
So over here, we see there are several pain points for the manufacturers where, they try to sell their products either through direct networking or through professionals like architects and all. So the very first pain point they face is showcasing. So these companies hire business development manager and representative who go after these architects. They sit in architect's office, show their products, and then wait for the opportunity to come. And then the architects call, and then this is how it happens. So showcasing is one of the biggest pain points. So they miss out on the correct opportunity. For example, supposing someone comes to my office and showcase a new product to me, and then I likes it, but at that point of time, I don't have any project to take that product. And say after 6 months, I really want to put that product into my project, and I'm actually searching for that person. So there is no portal as such where I can log in. I can quickly search that product, and I can call that guy and buy that product. The second point is cost of promotion. This is very high. I mean, big companies like Kajaria and Jaguar can afford, but mid-sized companies and small-scale companies, they actually miss out on this. They don't have much money to spend on the promotion and to hire a brand manager for their company, and that's where they remain behind these big companies. Then the third one is missing out on opportunities, which I said that they have to be present at the right place at the right time to sell their product. The fourth is visibility in the market. Again, like big companies can afford, they can they actually make advertisements, they go to big exhibitions where they can showcase, but small companies, they don't have the money, so they have to rely on portals like us, or they just have a local area to cater. And the last one is, of course, expansion. So after this pandemic, I think everyone will rely on the portal like us to expand in the market.
So I would like to add over here that a lot of companies who don't even have their websites today, a lot of manufacturers who don't even have their websites today are using our portal to create their entire experience center. And when they create their experience center on our portal, they put forward their product details over there. They put forward how they are manufacturing things. They can also put forward a virtual video about how they are processing their manufacturing, what is the size of their plant, and how they are bringing about the innovation in the market. So this is the kind of experience center that they are virtually creating on our platform. And on the other side, we also have the professionals who are building up their own business profiles on our platform, and they are networking out within themselves. For example, if there is an architect in the platform, he can also create a network with the structural engineer on the platform and create a group for the next project that they are doing. And architects are also having knowledge lounge where they are getting a lot of information about what is happening in the market. So they are kind of connected with the platform on a daily basis, from getting the news till networking out with people, till also searching for new brands and new materials for their project. So that's solving their problem. And on the other hand, for the brands, it's solving a problem of how to represent themselves and showcase their brand to architects, interior designers, who are one of their biggest clients, who give them the biggest set of orders. Can we go into the next slide? So this is, again, as we had discussed, some of the networking issues with professionals also. They don't get to network with the right professionals. For example, if we are architects and we want to hire one of the best MEP consultant in the industry for one of our upcoming hospitality project, we need to either rely with the guy with whom we are doing the projects for the last 5 years. But now, since it's a bigger scale project, I want to see who's the best in the market and where do I hire him. So I can use this portal to hire the next, MEP consultant by looking at his profile, what kind of, jobs he has done in the last few days. So that's the way I can actually, get some hiring done. And also in the hiring portion, we are utilizing we are giving the architects and the professionals of space where we are also going to facilitate them in future hiring in different other projects. So we also help them out business. Profile management is, again, as we said, that all these professionals can actually do their profile management through our portal. They can create their entire micro page on our website, and people can actually look at the kind of projects that they are doing and hire them as per their skill sets. So they are also getting business from our portal. Knowledge Center is a space where the architects get all the recent news and different knowledges based out of their own field in construction. A lot of documents, a lot of journals that they can access from the Knowledge Center. And it's a very big tool for online sharing. So that means you can actually now create your profile and start creating your brand within other social networking platforms and within this social networking platform. So you can show how, where are your specialization in the field, and that's how, clients are going to get attracted to you. We can move on to the next slide. So now we would like to add up that, where we are also standing different in the market from some of our, existing competitors. And it's not a direct competition. We don't have anyone who's doing this as such, but there are, marginal similarities. If we talk about brands like India Mart, they are most of them are showcased on B2C and B2B kind of businesses, where
I think
they can.
I think the biggest difference is they all are e-commerce and we are not.
Yes. So they are also, lead generation platforms. But one thing that I would like to add up over here is that a platform like Acetech is amazing. It had been showcasing exhibitions, architectural exhibitions and construction exhibitions all around pan India for a very long time. But now again, the time is changing and things are going to go virtual with time. So we have, what Mega Booklet is right now doing is that they are bringing the same experience virtually online. So with time, people would, really think about gathering in large scale at one point. And they would also like to access informations instantly. Now, exhibitions happen once or twice in a year for 4 days or 5 days, and people tend to forget what they had seen in the exhibition. But over here on Mega Booklet, the same exhibition is going to happen virtually 365 days, 24/7. So that means you have the access to the information 24/7, right? And so there, people who are exhibiting their company and their brand on Mega Booklet platform are going to get live 24/7, 365 days. So that's the kind of virtual, nationally and internationally.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of experience that Mega Booklet is going to give to users who were right now until this time using exhibition platforms like Acetech, or they were trying to extract the information from Just Dial or India Mart. So can we go to the next slide? Right. So and where are we unique? So we are providing the networking facility on our platform for the manufacturers as well as for the buyers, so they can network virtually on our platform. And the brand showcasing is a prime thing over here. Exhibition solutions virtually is one of our prime focus, because that is how the market is going to run in the next decade, and things are going to go digital. So people should have a very cost-effective way of showcasing themselves to the targeted audience. And that is the solution that we are providing to all the manufacturers over here, from large scale till the small and medium enterprises. Again, talent sourcing. So when a large company wants to hire consultants for himself, how does he do that? So that's the solution we are going to provide to them, because we are going to curate the best consultants and their profiles on our network, so that when any of the construction activity is going to happen with any of the big scale companies for their infrastructure development, they can take the help of our platform for talent sourcing at any point of time. And you can see these are some of the manufacturers and brands who are already registered with us right now on the portal on megabooklet.com. They are some of the top line brands as well as medium enterprise brands. So can we go into the next slide now? Now, how do we earn? How do we give everybody a chance to earn over here? Now, the first model that we have is subscription. And when we talk about subscription, it is basically, we are all giving them a space for exhibiting to the OEMs and to the manufacturers. So for that, they are giving us a subscription. And that's in a model of 3 months, quarter month, 3 months per month, and also yearly. So they give us subscription, and they also use the platform for highlighting themselves in the form of advertisements. So since there is a large number of targeted audience and filtered audience on the platform, it is very easy for these companies to advertise themselves on our platform and reach to the target audiences at one go. So that's the USP of our platform, is that when they are advertising on our platform, they are directly showcasing their advertisement to the targeted audience, irrespective of what they do on platforms like other social media, where the viewers are not targeted and they are random. Offline services for exhibitions are also provided, where we are also going to do one-on-one meets with architects, offline meets with architects and other industry people, where all the manufacturers and OEMs can actually display their products and get to network with the pioneers of the industry in the construction world. So this entire situation of pandemic, once it gets over, the things are not going to be what it was before. Things are going to go into a virtual world, and that's where we are working. We are trying to bring in the entire construction network and the construction system in a much more systematic way on our platform, so that all the OEMs, manufacturers get a fantastic platform, and which they are already getting. People who have right now already enrolled with us, they are utilizing the platform in displaying themselves in the best effective way. And it's going to become a virtual platform where you can create the best marketing strategies, and it becomes a strong branding tool for all the manufacturers. Can we move on to the next slide? Yeah. So let's also look into the franchisee facts. What is required over here is, that's the best part, is that investment is very low over here. Anyone who wants to take in, wants to come in as an investor, has to take a bare minimum of space to start off with the business. He may not also need a space if he's already into a business, and he can just start off without taking any space. The franchisee fees involved is 2.5 lakhs over here, and which is primarily because we are a tech-based platform, and innovation has to happen with the tech platform. So overall, we see a total investment of 4.5 lakhs. And the expansion that we are looking at, the investors that we are looking at would be from Pan India. So we would like to expand from till south, west, north is mostly covered, but we intend to expand more in the north section and the east, right? And with the kind of revenue that will be generated over the 5 years that we look at in the 5-year form, the ROI is going to come in the first 9 months only. I think this is where any of the franchisees who come in can take the advantage. This is a low cost model where which is the best part, right? So I think Prashant, you want to add something on this?
No, particularly not. But I think if someone wants to ask any question or if someone wants to clear on a point, then we can get back.
Thank you, Indam, and thank you, Prashant, to make it for the session today. It's very interesting to see a lot of technology platforms like yours coming because we've seen a lot of work being done in the other forms of consumer experience through technology. But building construction, interiors, getting the entire ecosystem of the supply community through architects and implementers coming together on one platform, I think it is much required. You're absolutely right that there are not much being done in this space, and the space is extremely fragmented. You only see the large players which have marketing budgets to go and advertise themselves, especially in the building construction space. Building construction space historically has been very commoditized, and there was not so much of branding done. Only in last 10 years, we saw a big influence of branding started happening. And now the question is that not every company have the great ability to build a brand and create what I call last mile consumer pull. And consumer also has to be, one should understand, is not really the end customer. It's an architect. So it becomes even more difficult. It's like a pharma industry where you need to go and first create an influence with the architect, and architects then advises their end client. So it becomes a business to consumer. So B2B2C kind of a business model. So it becomes very interesting at this stage that you create a ecosystem where you on one side can bring in these two large industries together. One is what I call building construction and interiors, and on the other side you bring in all the suppliers together, and then there is a phenomenal commerce which can happen. And the business model, as I see, it might start with a little bit of listing and advertising as an initial part of your revenue cycles, but as the business model grows, it will become a full commerce. I'll give you an example like Zomato. Look at Zomato when it started. Zomato was doing rating. They were just taking people on board, and they were rating restaurants and saying this is 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. Nobody knew that once the data would come to them, when they would have the entire data with them, they would start becoming a delivery company and get into full commerce. And suddenly, from a very small advertising or listing or rating company, they become a full-blown delivery market. So I still see a similar growth plan for a mega booklet, that you might start with more a listing or a advertising platform to give abilities to companies to come and list themselves. But going forward, there can be a big opportunity for you and your franchisees that you will become a full commerce company, where a lot of companies would actually trade through your platform. And that's where the real business is, because then you really shift from maybe the advertising market share today might be at maybe 10,000 crore. But when it comes to building construction space or the interior space, the business would go to maybe $100 billion. So it's always great to move from a $2 billion to a $100 billion marketplace. But that would only happen if you get the first piece right, which means that the entire ecosystem start seeing you as a credible medium, and they all start coming to you. Absolutely. So as far as our audience is concerned, just to give a little bit understanding, they are a great startup. Both professionals started this startup, have spent 2 years to build this. And maybe this is a great opportunity at this moment to go to market. And what I understand, and you and Prashant can correct me, the business model is that a franchisee would own a territory. So which means that if I take a franchise, I will have Jaipur with me. My job would be to bring on one side architects on board in Jaipur, which means all the architects which are there, maybe there are 4,000, 5,000 architects. My job would be to bring them on board. So technology is already developed, and a lot of suppliers, which are regional suppliers, which means that I'm a marble supplier in Jaipur, or I'm any other material supplier, they can also be onboarded. Company on their behalf would onboard the national suppliers, and the share of revenue would be shared with the franchisee and the company. Now the good piece is that now you own Jaipur for mega booklet. Now your value proposition would be that you will do a lot of events, which can be both online and can be also physical events, because now you own the ecosystem and you can run that ecosystem on that. You can also invite a lot of national brands to your territory. Say Kajaria wants to do a roadshow in Jaipur, and they would then work with the franchisee closely and own a full roadshow, and a share of revenue would be shared with the franchisee. But going forward and slowly, this would become a full commerce site, and that's how this business model would work. So what I like about the business model is that it has no inventory. It's technology centered. It would be, I would say, positively impacted now because of all this going on. It is an opportunity for people to shift to digital business, so it becomes a great opportunity. Second, there is also a big problem solving in this. You see, the two big problems in this whole building construction is the product is very bulky. You cannot transfer everywhere. You cannot run and showcase these products. So they have to have a digital platform where they can real time show what kind of inventory, what kind of product is available. Second, there's innovation which keeps going on with companies on a day-to-day basis. They are not able to showcase their real-time innovations to architects, and architects have to wait for, say, 1 year to go to an exhibition. That also, if the time permits, to find what are the new products, which are the new things come in the market, which are the building new construction materials, and their demand is real time. And I think it's equally for,
Very true.
if you are a company which have innovated something, you want to reach out to all the architects right now and say, I have the most innovative product for your solution, what you're doing for your clients. So this real time situation and what I call just in time inventory capabilities, only technology can bring in, and a focused, credible technology platform, which is supported by all the architects, is the need of the hour. So we like the businesses in that sense. That's why we invited you on this platform. Now I'd like to invite Sonia to take up some questions which audience would have put across. And Sonia, over to you, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Prashant, and thank you, Arindam, for coming today on this webinar. And we've been, last almost 15 odd days, we've been picking up opportunities which are relevant for these times, and some of which are category creators. And I feel the building and the construction industry strongly affects our economy at large, environment and society equally. It touches the daily lives of everyone, because the quality of life is influenced by the built environment today that everybody is living in. And directly or indirectly, it also influences many other industries, because a lot of economic value creation is happening or which is occurring is within these buildings or by means of these buildings. And what we have observed, and I'm sure you would agree, you've been in this, I would say, overall business for many, many years. Compared to many other industries, this industry has traditionally been very, very slow in terms of adaptation of technological development. And neither it has gone any kind of disruptive changes in the past, and owing to maybe conservative culture and not very forward-thinking mindset. So in this scenario, I feel, the role of a platform economy or an aggregator like yours is also evolving, as we've seen the last 30 years. And to my mind, how I look at it, it has transformed from not just being a discovery platform to also enabling people to help them in decision making, and also deliver. When I say deliver, to the user experience, in your case, it is B2B, and a lot of users which will come and maybe experience your brand. And from where I see and understand, these are the times where, a brand or an aggregator like yours or a platform like yours should also be treated or positioned like a trusted advisors for people who are consuming or using your product services through this platform. And at the same time, it should also be able to facilitate a lot of knowledge exchange across the entire value chain, which I saw in your presentation, one of the points that you put, you'll have regular updates on that. So these are two key parameters which I see, which helps us in, building that trust for people. And also there's a value addition by exchange of knowledge, because you have almost the entire ecosystem which is coming together, and in fact, the entire community which will be affected by this. And like you mentioned, these times maybe a platform like this becomes even more important, especially for manufacturer companies, service providers. And this is also a time where industry is also shifting to a lot of remote working. For instance, designers or engineers, they're relying more heavily on digital collaboration tools. And I saw it on your website. I was going through this morning. You have tools like building information modeling and many other tools which you would use to ensure that they're also getting a value add. I wanted to perhaps understand, what kind of solutions, considering maybe the new technical advancement that we are going through, will your users have apart from what has been described so far? And also adding, platforms like you did mention briefly in your presentation. You also bring, like I said, the entire community together, and since you bring all of them together, you also have economies of scale of industry, which is doing collective marketing for them, supporting a lot of investment in IT, R&D, and technology at large. So what is your value proposition, if I have to put that in a nutshell, to the user base who would consume your services?
Prashant, would you like to answer that?
Okay, so user base as in the professional shirt. We have
everybody on your platform, yes. So everybody on your platform.
See, the only problem is that our segment or our sector is not properly organized right now. So as an architect, supposing if I really want to hire people for say a consultant, say MEP consultant, or I want to hire few people who can come and work in my office, so I have to rely on say Naukri.com. Naukri.com is say something which I don't want to go and hire people from there, because it just shows me a 4 A4 kind of CV. As an architect, I want to see a portfolio wherein expresses his design, his intentions, his scheme and everything. And then I can choose a particular guy or a girl that they can come and work with me because their expression is good and they can really come and work with me. Same way, if I want to hire a consultant or a structural engineer, I have to rely on the local area. For example, if I'm in touch with three structural engineers, there is no system where I can actually go out and search for new people. I have to rely on these 3 or 4 people. So I needed a platform where I can actually say, supposing I am based at Delhi and I want to work say in Rajasthan or maybe in Trichinopalli or Visakhapatnam. Again, I have to rely on a structural engineer who is based at Delhi, because there is no system where I can go forward and found a really good structural designer who is actually in Rajasthan or who is there in Trichinopalli. So that way it also helps as a user. Then supposing there are several other things. For example, there is no systematic platform where I can go and search all these guidelines, that building guidelines like National Building Code and other codes.
Bylaws.
Sorry, come again?
Building bylaws.
Building bylaws and all. So that is where we are helping. Same ways as a manufacturer, as a manufacturer, supposing I have a small unit in Visakhapatnam and I'm making a really good pivots for stone. And I don't have that capacity to go out to big architects sitting in Bombay and in Delhi, because I don't have that money also. So I have to cater only to a small local area. Whereas if I am on this portal and as an architect, someone who is sitting in say Assam finds my product well, he can quickly call me up and then he can buy my product sitting in Assam. Otherwise, he has to, as an architect also, he has to, just go locally over there and search the kind of material he has. So we are actually building a bridge between the suppliers and the buyers as a whole.
Also, if I have understood correctly, it also becomes very inclusive, where all the bigger players have all the brand equity and also the financial muscle, while a lot of these small players or individuals, which I'm seeing in the column, a lot of these individuals who are engineers, designers, they want to start something on their own, so your platform becomes very inclusive, which brings all of them together. Great.
Absolutely.
Another thing, which I wanted to perhaps ask, and any one of you can answer. I saw the revenue model on the macro structure, which is a subscription model. We earn from subscription. There would be earning from the ad, which will be displayed, and the virtual exhibitions or physical exhibitions that would start happening. And I also see some people asking, so what kind of a revenue structure would it be? If I take a franchisee, I understand the investment, which is about 4.5 lakhs. What becomes my operating expenses? What becomes my break even? What all expenses I need to take into consideration? And if I'm starting up, what becomes my revenue source immediately? What do I need to, as a franchisee, input immediately to start breaking even?
See, nothing actually. You can have a very small space, which we have shown that around 200 to 250 square feet. Even if you want to open an office in your room, say in your one room in your house, you can just start operating. You just need one admin guy, one business development, and maybe one tap to go out and you present yourself. That's it.
Yeah, and for the initial stage, we also assume that the franchisee who has taken the he's come into the entire business can himself be the business guy, right?
Right.
So over
Right.
here,
Correct.
what is required and how we do the business right now is that we are just, remotely, we are bringing people from Bombay into the network. We are bringing people from Chennai into the network. And how are they coming? We are just having calls with them. We are giving them a virtual, complete thing, a virtual tour of entirely how the business model works on our laptops, right? And they are understanding the entire tech platform or on a virtual platform, and they are ready to come into the platform. So, and the revenue which we are right now talking about are basically subscription models from where the franchisees are going to earn. They are going to earn from the advertisements that they get out of these brand owners if they want to highlight themselves. And we have the complete packages for that, that how we can place a small company as a brand on our platform and showcase them to the architects and designers. So that's another revenue stream. Plus, we are going to organize, chapter wise. So for as Gaurav had mentioned about the Jaipur thing, that if we are organizing these kind of events, from there they are going to have their share models, right? So and we are going to give the complete setup, complete support for that from the back end, in a way that we are going to guide them that how that has to happen, how to manage these people, right? And apart from that, even it's a very lucrative offer for young entrepreneurs who want to just start off with something. And today, the young entrepreneurs are very much connected with the tech platforms. They understand the tech platforms a lot better, and they have the energy to work for it. Now, if
Right.
these young entrepreneurs are, actually looking at starting off their own businesses at this point of time by investing a small amount of money, we will also help them and guide them with the business supports and the guidance that is required.
Okay, Arindam or Prashant, if you can also, maybe I'm going a little deeper into it. What kind of margin structure, for example, I get a subscription, what kind of fees are being charged, or what kind of monies are being charged for advertisements or subscription, and what kind of a revenue share? Somebody also asked, what kind of revenue share structure or margin structure would it be for your franchisees?
Prashant?
It will range. It will range between the 25% till 45%. And there are several models with us. Like we can share our revenue sheet where we have monthly subscription, then quarterly and half yearly and yearly subscription. And then we have several sections of advertisements also, ranging from 45,000 till 1.5 lakh. So supposing if a franchisee brings an advertisement of 1 lakh, which goes for say maybe 1 month or 2 months or maybe 6 months. So he can just quickly earn a commission on it. Maybe it can be 40%, 45%, 25% accordingly.
Now, considering there's not too much of operating expenses because the area is not
Yes.
big, right?
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
but still, he would need some money to maybe even get a return on the time that he's putting in. So, what is the kind of revenue you think is important for him to at least break even and maybe get a return on the time initially? And gradually, maybe 9 months, he will still get the return on the investment he has done, which is very small. Most of the people who would come in this are people who would also want a return on the time. So, what kind of break even you see coming in, and what kind of revenues you feel initially, considering that the times that we are in, what kind of revenue on a month-on-month basis you foresee an individual can get if he's actively working and putting his time in the business?
See, actually, it depends upon the capability of an individual over here. If he can cater to large volume of say professionals and companies, then he can quickly earn revenues. For example, like when we have calculated it, it was around, he has to put in around 6.5 lakh in say 6-7 months, and then in a year overall we can earn around 18 lakhs, and in 9 months he will get back his 6.5 lakhs, something like that. So
okay,
yeah.
Wonderful. So I have another question. He's Pankaj. He wants to understand what is the proposal for new entrepreneurs who are first into this segment. Investment cost, business opportunity, we talked about it. His second part is what is the opportunity for trainers, soft skills, selling skills, etc. on this portal? Are you looking at people like them also to be representing themselves on a portal like this? Trainers.
Trainers as in?
People, training people, or maybe your franchisees, or the soft skill training, selling skills, I think there's somebody who's a trainer and he wants to know if somebody like him can also position himself or sell himself on his platform.
Yes, we can
on your
definitely
platform.
we can definitely look into these opportunities as well. There's no harm in looking into these opportunities if we have a lucrative offer where we can engage them into these kind of training models. In any case, any franchisee who would be coming in will be getting the complete training from the head office in Delhi, and they will also get it will be kind of a 1 week to 2 weeks entire download that they will be getting us, whom to target, what to target, how to target, and what is the industry like, and getting the complete hold of the industry, how to bring in the professionals and how to bring in the OEMs. So that's a complete download that we'll be giving them. What are the key notes where they need to talk in, which will attract these OEMs to come into the platform. So these kind of trainings would completely be given from our end to all the franchisees who are onboarding, basically.
Wonderful, Arindam. And I have the same guy.
Advice would be, because I've been overhearing, and we all agree that this is the right timing for your business model, and there is much needed platform required, especially after this, because there will be huge shift of almost every business getting into adopting digital economy and so on and so forth. So we always at Franchise India gets into this whole two very strong issues. One, where we have a lot of companies which have a huge legacy, a proof of concept of business models, brand is already known, and so on and so forth. So we have a set of investors who always like to go there, and they always look at companies which have some kind of a proven business, and we've already done that. And then we also, on the other side, always get companies which we believe in. We feel that there's a good idea and it's an early startup and it's a category creator, as Sonia said, and we want to do that. So my normal advice is that obviously there will be, when you have companies which are relatively startups, so you will not be able to talk about a lot of data points of already saying that, look, this is already, go to my existing franchisee who's already making a lot of money and so on and so forth. So we understand that risk, and I want to highlight this because people should understand what company at what stage they are participating and so on and so forth. My always advice is that for both the investors and for the brand owners, if you are on this stage and you collectively see an opportunity that you are able to do that, you always work with the first few opinion makers. Now, these opinion makers are people who also see an opportunity as you see, and they come along with your side. Like I'm seeing a young guy, maybe a member has written that he's an architect and he wants to start something. Can he do something on this side? Or maybe somebody who has a little understanding of the industry and wants to jump on, then say, let me do that. And maybe at your end, you give them a little flexibility on the franchise fees, bring them alongside, work hard, set it up in few cities, make the business model, so to say, perform for those 3 or 4, 5 markets. And if we have that proof of concept, which has already been established, we have a lot of data points to talk about it, then we go back and scale this business model. So my suggestion to both our audience which is listening and for our as the brand owners to you would be that at this stage, let's find out who are these 3, 4, 5 strong opinion makers, people who have the same opinion like you have, put your investment, your time, your effort behind this project. They also can come along and take the opportunity together. So it will be very important to really filter down at this stage. So I wanted to put this point because I think a lot of people sometimes want to know, and they have to appreciate that there is sometimes not every stage. There are different stages for different companies, and you are relatively at an early stage for the rollout of the company. Yep, over to you, Sonia.
Yes, I have a question which one gentleman wants to know. He's a property developer himself into commercial business. He wants to know if there is something for him also in this model. Is there a way he can also participate, maybe by listing or perhaps being a franchisee? I don't know. That's not very clear. But what is your business offering to real estate owners, developers?
Wonderful, Sonia. That's a very very important question. We are setting up an entire different category for the real estates, where all the real estate people can actually make their own inventory, put up their listings on the website, and this will actually give them a sale point basically through our website, where people can actually come in and get through the profiles of the real estate people, the developers, the people who are into development, and people who are into the real estate business can actually create their profiles and start business from here, because they need to understand that this profile is majorly for people who are already in the construction industry. The people who will be looking at them will be people from the construction background, and there is where a lot of business mergers which can happen with these people alongside. We are in the future, we are also looking at business models which are related to real estate, where profit sharing can happen with us. But at this point of time, we have kept that for the next phase of our project.
Okay, we have somebody who wants to understand how big Horizon is, the overall, how is the industry moving, and in the next 5 to 10 years, where do we see? And perhaps you will know better, but as far as my knowledge goes, I think globally this contributes almost 13% to the global GDP, and it has been doing very well. And like I said, when I started off the presentation after you finished off, it has a very big impact on the economy. I don't know, you have a different view to answer this, where you
right.
see
So what are we looking at? We are looking at an industry which is going to be valued at around $1 trillion by 2030. So where are we looking at ourselves in the next 10 years? That is the point where we need to catch. And people who are going to get associated with Mega Booklet at this point of time are going to get the feel and the heat of that entire development moving forward in the real estate industry in the next 10 years. Because the market is not going to stop over here. Irrespective of what has happened right now and the condition over here right now, people need to survive in the market as manufacturers in the construction industry. And they will have to have a platform where they can showcase themselves sitting at the point where they are. They don't need to move into the market to showcase themselves. That's a huge expense to all these companies moving into the market, going into each architect's office. They are, creating events in 5-star hotels, spending lakhs of rupees. Is that really required? Can you do that in a much more lucrative fashion? And how do you do that? If I need a material today for my project and I don't know which company to get into, I may lose that company because I don't have the right platform to search for that material. Maybe that company comes to me after 5 months and say that this is a product I have. And I tell him that I just lost you because 5 months back, I had used a different material where I actually required your material. So that means he's losing a sale point and I am losing a good material for my design. Mm-hmm. This is a platform which is going to, as Gaurav sir said, that, it's the immediate action which needs to be there. And that is the platform that this, Mega Booklet is going to give to all the manufacturers. It's going to move very fast. People don't need to wait for a representative to come to their office. They can just go there and, search for the innovation that has happened in the market already. So that is where we are going one step ahead. You can put up videos, you can put up your experiences, you can put up your experiential videos, your ad videos, everything on the portal. We have kept that entire, model based on that thing.
Wonderful,
right?
And you were saying something.
Yeah, and to advertise all these things, you need to have different medium. You're going to Facebook, you're going to Twitter, you're going to many other mediums, and spending everywhere you're spending in different sectors. Over here what you're doing is the crowd is already there, and you just need to spend at one point.
Very interesting point. I have a very interesting question, and that's kind of intrigued me also. There's a gentleman called Milind. He wants to know, how do I track or trace my revenue if a business is happening between an architect and vendor? So this brings me to the question: is there any benefit which happens as a result of the transaction between these two maybe stakeholders, and does the franchisee get any benefit out of it, or the company?
No. So I already saw this question, and I think if you would have not brought this question, I would have brought it up. Now one thing over here is that everybody over here in the room should understand that this is a brand showcasing platform and not a lead generation platform, right? We are showcasing brands over here. The brand showcases himself, the architect gives the brand a call, and then there is a deal between the architect and the brand owner. We are not into that. Neither Mega Booklet is earning anything out of it. neither the franchisee is going to earn anything out of it. Because what happens beyond this network is not our connect. We are making a connect between them. We are not going beyond that connect. We are taking the money from these brand owners so that they are placed over here, and that is where we are charging the brand owners from. Yes, of course, we have a second phase planned out for this, where we are going to have a complete tendering system out of our platform, where if any of the company or an architect has got a material requirement, he can put up his requirement, and the tender is going to be floated to those material or manufacturers, that you can put up your best price for this, and whoever gets elected in the best, just as any other tendering happens, whoever is the L1 over there gets the project.
And he has to wait till the point where we move to e-commerce stage, as Mr. Maria said, that maybe in 3-4 years, we might move to a e-commerce stage, and then probably he can earn the profits out of that.
E-commerce would be very big. Community buying would be very big.
Yes.
Tomorrow, all the architects can collectively
Yes.
buy, and community buying would get you additional discounts. So I think there is a lot more coming in at this stage. There will be first effort would be to bring how do you aggregate this whole architectural community of India,
Correct.
bring all the suppliers together, and hence all the other manufacturers also on single platform. So anything which you would like to offer to the first 3, 4, 5 franchisees which would like to partner with you, anything which you feel that you want to give them a little more extra support, because they are also believing in you at this stage and coming like I always say that the first few franchisees for any company are like co-founders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So they are no different. They are co-founders with you. They come and invest with you. They might not have invested in your company from an equity viewpoint, but they are the early investors in your brand. So these co-founders are very important. They are the ones who really establish the brand in their own markets and so on. So anything which you have for them, which you would like to offer, maybe some form of initial franchise fee discount, or put it in a segregated manner or so that they are able to encourage, because it's a low cost franchise. It's a very small franchise. It doesn't have any other cost. It doesn't have any big OPEX to run it. It is a kind of return on time kind of a model, which is great for current times, because everybody is looking not to invest so much. They are all looking at if they can start a business and which can be sustainable, continue to grow for 4 or 5 years, and it can stabilize itself. But they can start with maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 lakh rupees, which is exactly this model is all about. And so anything which you want to say to the audience?
Yes, of course. Rightly said, is the first 2, 3 franchisees who comes into the business are definitely they'll be a part of the family, right? So they have come in as one of our main partners over here at the initial stage only. So in that case, obviously we are going to look into the financial models also, how we can make it lucrative for them, and we can obviously have a detailed discussion on that. Plus, we are also going to handhold them in every aspect, like guide them through the processes. And as I already said, that this initial guidance is very much required in the field, because not everyone is aware of the field. It takes them some time to get hold of the field and how this entire model works. So that is where we are going to stand along their side whenever they require us, till the time they can take things independently.
And I think people who are attending the seminar right now, we can offer them say 15% discount on the franchisee fee right away. I mean, people who are,
That's very helpful. So we have come down to our closing of time. So I would like, if Sonia, you want to have some last questions and some last remarks from your side. Your
Okay, sorry. So I think you're also going through the list of questions. If there's anything that you want to pick, or else we can wind up. There's one question which I want to pick. I have this gentleman called Vivek. He wants to understand, because we talked about the business model. He says, because we're giving franchisees in a small city or an area. What happens after he's reached a saturation point, onboarded? He says all the suppliers in that region, and we don't know what kind of suppliers we'll have in a specific region. But there would be a time where the major suppliers we onboard. Is there a source of income still after this onboarding of this ecosystem has been done, or we are yet to pass that bridge?
So
This
100%. See, advertisement model will be there. So they can bring in the advertisement. They can, of course, earn revenue anytime because advertisement is like on a monthly basis, on yearly basis. So they can keep earning from that also, and they can keep bringing new companies on board, and they can keep on earning revenues. Like this industry is really very big. There are a number of players who are small, but they wanted to make big
Right.
into the market. As in, I can just say that last evening our team also said that now we have to depend locally uh, instead of going abroad. And if you see in last 5-7 years, we for this building main material things we have depended on China largely to bring in these materials and sell over it. Instead, we can bring in the small players who are existing in our country. They are really in huge number. They just wanted a platform like this, and by bringing in like on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, we can earn revenue from them. Even a franchisee can earn revenue.
Absolutely. And now the Prime Minister has put up a big focus on land reforms and things like that.
Yes.
So building construction industry, I'm very, very hopeful. I think in next 2-3 days, the kind of reforms we are going to hear is all going to impact a lot of infrastructure development in this country. So the industry of yours would see a real-time boom over the next 4 or 5 years if positive policy comes, because India has always had land on advantage, and yesterday's Prime Minister's note is actually unlocking that land, and happened in early 2000. A lot of people don't know when they started unlocking land and policies were given, SEZs were announced, and a lot of other things happened. And whenever unlocking of land happens in the country, there is a large one, obviously it creates a liquidity, and second, it also brings in a big infrastructure drive. So I think some form of positivity would come from this piece, and especially for your industry. You're fabulous entrepreneurs, both of you. I think very committed professionals.
Thank you.
And you now get into technology. We are with you on your growth journey at Franchise India. So if you can also be kind enough to put your email ID, a lot of people would like to reach to you on some questions directly, because at this stage, I think you're the best suited to also address a lot of questions directly with you. And Sonia, your final remarks.
So I'd like to say thank you, Prashant ji and Arindam ji. You've been very patiently answering, and I got a lot of insights through this presentation. And I feel the technological enablers like you was the need of the hour in the time that we are living in. And you've got almost the entire ecosystem and community together, influencers like designers. So we see, I personally think, there will be a big co-creation of value within this ecosystem. And business models, we've seen historically evolve over a period of time. And sometimes it is due to the changes in the market, which we're seeing today, and sometimes due to the advent of technology. And I see a good maybe amalgamation of both. And this would certainly result in a lot of good and exciting trends which will follow. So we wish you all the best at Franchise India for your business, and any part that we can play in the onward journey. That would be a very, I would say, a glad moment for all of us. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sonia, for inviting us, and it was a real pleasure to be over here today for this session. Thank you, Gaurav sir. It was amazing, amazing. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, our panelists, Gaurav sir, Sonia ma'am, for your feedbacks, for your viewpoints. Thank you so much, Arindam, Prashant, for giving us this piece of information. We have circulated your number as well as your email ID. We'll definitely get back to all the participants who have asked queries. We will definitely arrange a one-to-one and a tri-party call with our brand. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Best wishes to each one of us. Stay safe, take good care of yourself. And tomorrow we are having another webinar planned. The brand name is Cut and Style, very famous brand with 90+ saloon in 15 cities. Look forward to have you guys. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.